Hey everybody, we're live. It's Eve Hennessy, the author of Detox with Ease. I live in Washington, D.C. I started a Detox channel, wrote a detox book 10 years ago. I have been around for a long time doing this, been helping people for a long time, helped a lot of people get well from chemical sensitivity, minor aches and pains, depression, so many things. Mostly I'm famous for chemical sensitivity and electromagnetic sensitivity. Let me grab my book. Let me show it to you. You're invited to come. I'm going to try to come every day, and you're invited to come and bring all of your health questions, and I will answer them in a very non-medical way to the best of my ability. This is my book. It's called Detox with Ease. It says, detox your body, purify your life, feel great, look great, and be great. I had originally put on there, become a superhuman. Because when I detoxed, I noticed, after I was done with the whole process of getting sick, detoxing, and getting well, when I got well, I was 10 times more well than I was before. Let me make sure. Okay, the chat is rolling. Don't forget to smash the likes and put a comment. That's going to help me in the algorithms and will help us get an audience, help a lot of people, and then I'll keep coming back and I'll keep doing this. So I'm just going to try this for a while, see how it goes. My book tells a little bit about my journey with chemical sensitivity, but mostly I'm the kind of person I don't really like to read. I'm always busy, and so it's the most concise 90 pages of overview of different ways that chemicals get into your body, different ways toxins get in there, how to avoid it, how to get your body metabolizing the toxins that you do get. So I think a lot of people just avoid the whole issue of toxins because it's so complicated. There's like hormone disruptors, pesticides, GMOs, chemtrails, water, so many different kind of water filters. It's just too much for most people. Hormones in the chickens, like it's just too much going on. So I pretty much break it down in a real quick way so that you have all of the bases covered. Actually, that's what I was thinking today. Like, what are some of the ways, like, when if you do have chemical sensitivity, when I first had it, I didn't know what it was. I just knew that it was awful. And then I pretty quickly figured out that I had chemical sensitivity because I'm like an avid Googler and a researcher. And luckily I figured it out faster. I mean, the quicker you start healing, the better. And the more effort you put into it, the better. It's not something you just want to sit around with because it's very, very serious. So it took me a long time to figure out, like, what are the things that are bothering me? It just took for a long time. And after a while I realized like everything was bothering me. Any kind of plastics, especially new plastics, anything new plastic, really bad. Anything that you can smell smells plasticky, you're inhaling these toxins, from the off-gassing of it. So how it's like so horrifying if you go into these like brand new daycare centers and it's all new stuff and it's all plastic and just go in there, just like it's not oxygen in there. You're just basically breathing in plastic. So don't let your kids breathe in too much of this stuff. Can't be good. Of course, a lot of kids have a very fast metabolism and they can overcome it, but you don't want to. I'm not going to say that. Could cause a lot of issues later on. So keep your kids off of the plastic stuff. Like sometimes I've seen like recycled playgrounds. And then it's recycled with plastic bottles. And when they do the recycling process, because I have Googled everything about toxins ever. So I once bought a backpack of recycled products. So I Googled, well, what's recycled products? Like, is that toxic? And it's actually like even more toxic than just the original plastic because they're breaking it down with all these chemicals. So it's just terrible. Don't buy recycled stuff unless it's recycled natural materials. I guess I should have drank this before. I'm always running late. I'm always doing so much stuff that I'm just like showing up at the last minute. So then I realized like candles were really bad. You know, it just took me so long to figure out like what was bothering me. Because if you walk into a place or even in your own home, you really don't know. Candles really bad. Any kind of laundry detergent really bad. Floor cleaners really bad. Like once you've had a chemical sensitivity for a while, you know all the different chemicals and their smells and what they're associated with. But when you're new, you know, something you never had to think about before. We had the luxury of just going about our life, which is how I live now. I completely healed from chemical sensitivity. I mean, I don't like to put a lot of chemicals in my face, you know, do you? I don't think anyone does, and I avoid them as much as possible, but I don't have any reactions. I haven't had any reactions for years. That's a little bit not true. Actually, this one gym I was doing martial arts in had a spewing air freshener. I had to get them to take it off, and I would cover it up because you're doing very heavy exercise. You're breathing it in. So I was starting to develop a cough. That's not really chemical sensitivity. I actually think huge amounts of people in there were developing a cough. So there's a difference between, of course, a toxin is going to hurt your body if you expose yourself to it enough, unless you're one of these super tough people that can handle anything. So there's a difference between chemical sensitivity and just not liking chemicals or being somewhat sensitive, or when you have multiple chemical sensitivity, it's a whole other issue. It's not any of those things. Like for me, it happened really very quickly. Looking back, you know, I had a real hard time in the detergent aisle in the grocery store and stuff like that for a long time. And I had stopped, I'm an artist, I had stopped using turpentine a few years before that. But other than that, I was fine. And then from one day to the next, you know, you can't stand the smell of any perfume, any deodorant. I could actually smell somebody's deodorant 5 feet away. Like you become hypersensitive. Yeah, deodorant, awful. Anything that has any kind of smell. Like later I realized anything that has any kind of chemical smell, a paint, a candle, you can't really notice the smell so much, like, unless it's a smelly candle, which is like off the charts toxic, unless it's natural essential oils. What else? Gasoline. Carpet. I mean, any kind of new carpet. Even now, some carpets are so toxic. They will give anyone a headache. One of the issues is that people and us as society, we're so used to not feeling good that we don't even know how bad we feel until we feel better. Once you feel better, you look back and you go, oh my God, for years I was really tired, I was depressed, I was anxious, I would get headaches, or I just didn't feel like great, you know? So, you know, a lot of that, I have written articles about this, a lot of that I think is just being around toxins, because I would notice, say if I took a lot of dance classes for a while, like when I got back into society, I kind of integrated slowly, and the first thing that I did, I took dance class for like a long time, all this time, still do. And I teach dance too on Sundays. I'm a belly dancer. I teach belly dance. Come to my dance class. All right. I got to give my meetup links below. I do so many different things. I love dancing. Like, it's one of the things that chemical sensitivity gave me, because before that I was into like African dance and a Zumba teacher. But I couldn't do that kind of cardio in an enclosed space. So I just switched to belly dance because it was just kind of not so much breathing. And it was in a different venue that didn't have all this air freshener in it. So what was I saying? Dance class. And I'll only say this one time, but I did get a head injury in February, so I sometimes forget things. But I'm getting well really quickly. In fact, I got very well very quick. I couldn't even read for 2 months. It was bad. So chemical sensitivity, deodorant, belly dancing. I'm just going to go back to things that I started to notice, how I started to figure out which were the things that were toxic. And oh, that's what I was going to say, that I don't really notice it now. But this is helpful for all people, especially you don't want to get cancer. You know, toxins cause obesity, they cause cancer. I mean, have you ever stopped to think that, you know, on a daily basis, we're in contact with, you know, 100, 200, 300 toxins that are known to be carcinogenic, yet we don't ever worry about it and we go to get cancer? Like people say it's our genetics. Like, you know, it's good to know these things and avoid them, even if you are not sensitive. You know, you want to get a candle that is very non-toxic. You don't want to, it's actually petroleum. When you're burning these little tea lights, it's petroleum. There's also known to be lead in the wicks. Also, when you have those tea lights, when they get real hot, you know, when they're all liquid, that's aluminum that's burning. And that used to drive me nuts, that aluminum smell. I couldn't be anywhere near any kind of people cooking in aluminum pans, people baking in aluminum pans, and also Teflon. Teflon, majorly toxic, which you can't notice it, you know, until, you know, when you get chemical sensitivity and you notice everything. I would not use that unless I had, like, you know, my one omelet a week for 10 minutes or something. You know, I think if you're not ill, you have the luxury of using toxins, but it's best, you know, the less amount that you can use them. When you don't need to use them, don't use them. Like sometimes the toxic stuff is useful for something. So yes, those were really bad. Any kind, like Halloween and Christmas, you know, when you go in the store and they spray everything, like those Michaels and these hobby shops, you know, they have anything that has a synthetic smell is toxic and really bad for you. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot less now, but maybe it's just because I don't smell it. Actually, the laundry detergent aisle doesn't even bother me anymore. I can sit there and have a conversation and not even notice it. So that's pretty amazing. So that would bother me even before. Let's see, different kinds of, like magic markers. Magazines were really bad, like freshly printed books. A lot of that has a lot of paper, a lot of chemicals. The ink has terrible chemicals. New clothes were the worst, especially less expensive clothes, you know, like if you go into one of these more discount stores, you can, when you're sensitive, you can smell all the ink, you could smell all the sprays, and they do put a lot of, spray a lot of fungicides and different chemicals on your clothes for shipping so that they don't get moldy and so that they don't get wrinkled, formaldehyde. So whenever you buy new stuff, you should sit it near the window, open the window, put it in the sun. These things degrade toxins, and also wash your clothing a few times if you can. The more the better. What else did you know what I really wanted to talk about today is like self-esteem, I guess. Because I was thinking, well, maybe, you know, I was thinking about how when I was sick, I was so tired. And like some days for me, just like going to the store that was like what I did in a day, you know? So I used to be really, you know, criticizing myself for not doing all these other things that other people were doing and making all these great achievements. And, you know, I was several years like that. Even before I got sick, I was a little, you know, had some depression, but I think it was like, you know, it was all intermingled, the chemical sensitivity, depression, all of this, you know. I think I was just a sensitive being and I need to be very healthy, you know, otherwise I was like just dragging and feel really bad about myself. And then also when you're ill, you know, you're having clashes with people. When you're chemical sensitivity, you have clashes with people all the time because people are in your face saying like, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're such a prima donna. Oh, you always have to have the windows open, you know? So it was really, it was super hard, you know? And I just wanted to tell anyone, if anyone's sick, you have chronic fatigue, you know, you just have to be like, all life is precious, and it doesn't, we don't have to accomplish anything in this life, just like hanging out in the bed and looking out the window. That's not any less valuable than, becoming a doctor or something. That's my belief system anyway. I was born again Christian for a while, some time ago, and that really changed my life. And it's because I was raised by atheists. So I really used to think, we were here, there was no reason and nothing, So I was like 5 years old in my bed, like terrified I was going to die. And it was going to be like the end of a record and then just silence. But in the Bible, it does say like God created man and woman in God's own image. So I was like, wow, that's amazing, that you're created, in this amazing way. And I really believe that. I'm not a born again Christian anymore at all, but there's a lot of amazing things in that Bible, which I definitely still believe, especially that, like everybody's very precious, and you're very precious, even if you're sick and irritable. It's terrible usually when you're sick, you're irritable because you don't have enough energy, and, things bug you more. You're just stressed out. You're trying to get well. And so I just wanted to say that, like, when you're feeling bad about yourself, it's not really helping anything. And you have to, one of the things for recovering from any illness, I believe, is really going into a deeper self-love, I think that's a root of a lot of conditions of not well-being, is just some, not understanding your own preciousness and your own value, and really respecting that. If you're tired, you know what, sleep. If you want to sleep 18 hours a day, sleep 18 hours a day, because it's your life and you're precious. And if you feel better that way, that's what you need to do, even if people are, we grow up in such a way that people are wanting us to do things, to please them, or if it's our family, they want us to make a good impression on everyone. It's hard to make a good impression when you're failing at being well, You don't have to make a good impression. Just take care of yourself. And once you really learn, I think that's the hugest block to healing. When you really get that, what, this is my life, my body, and the only one thing I have to do in my entire life is heal, then you're not too busy to heal. So many people are like, oh, I got to take care of my kids. I got to rush my kids here and there. I got to do this. I got to cook. I got to my husband. I got to work. And, maybe, of course, some of these things are probably essential, but a lot of times, a lot of them are not essential, and you don't really have to do them. It's just you want to, and you want to be a perfect mom or a perfect wife or a perfect husband or a perfect employee. But the thing is, if you're sick, you're probably not going to be able to be the perfect one. You're the one that's needy, so you're going to have to not perform up to standard. But you know what? That's okay, because I'm sure your kids, your lovers, your spouse, maybe not your boss, they probably don't care. Maybe they do. Would rather have you take care of yourself, And actually, in the long run, you get so much more work done. Like if I get up and run in the morning and get outside, see people, see birds, see squirrels, and I just go as long as I want. And if I didn't do that, for a while, I was just getting up and working. And I would just get right to work because I had an assistant, overseas. So they would be calling me in the morning. And, oh my gosh, I'd be like so stressed out. I was not working well. You stop working well and you get stressed out. So, all right. I don't think I'll do a little commercial. So I can't wait till I get more people, and then everybody can ask questions and I can answer them. It's better than me just talking at the screen. But then also when I get like an audience, what I really want to do is have like different subject days and really just explore one subject deeply, with the questions and the answers. I'm just kind of skimming all over a bunch of stuff. And So the red light therapy, I said this yesterday, but I still have to say it again. I've got several of my friends and family to get this device because it is completely life-changing. I will show you what it is. Red light. Per instructions, you can hang it on a door, but don't hang it on the door because, anyway, it's this very bright red light. And the one I have, it has LED red and it has near infrared. So it's two different kinds of light. Red light therapy is traditionally just red light at a certain spectrum. So it can be like LED. But this, like near infrared, does different things. It penetrates deeper into the body and it has completely just different properties than the regular red light. But it's FDA approved for regenerating collagen. So just that in itself is huge because collagen is what most of our body is made of. Like our skin is collagen. You can pay $80 a pop or probably $150 to sit in front of the red light at the dermatologist's office to get rid of your acne or to, reduce your wrinkles and stuff. So collagen is in our skin, it's in our brain, it's in our joints. So it's amazing if you have any kind of joint issues. It completely got rid of any ones that I had. That's why I originally got it. I was having issues with my knees. All of a sudden they got swollen and achy. I use them a lot. I really pound my knees, and my knees are like a vulnerable part of my body. So joints, the brain is almost all made of fats, and fats collagen. So when you use the red light, it goes in like through your eyes and a little bit, there's like softer spots in your skull, and it goes in. And it's also studied to reverse Alzheimer's. So this means if you have brain fog, if you have anything, it's great for your brain. Like, don't wait till you get Alzheimer's. Just optimize your brain. My brain function, even after my concussion, is so much better than it was even 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's the red light and this other supplement that I take with the serotins, the NAD. I credit with that. Like, I used to could only remember 2 or 3 numbers. I had very deep brain fog. I couldn't do math. I couldn't remember stuff. I was not organized in my thinking. I just was more of I still am, very right-brained artistic type. But, I actually wrote a couple of books the last few years. Like, I can remember 10, maybe even more numbers. Just when I look at them, I can remember them all. So that's just some kind of miracle, that, the older you get, the more your memory is. So pretty good. This thing is amazing. I want you guys to get it, especially if you have depression, chemical sensitivity. Oh, look, somebody came on. I'm so excited. It will really give you so much energy. Like if you're dragging a little bit, the thing is, it's such a good, because exercise is great for dragging, but when you're tired, you don't feel like exercising, but you can just flick the little light, turn the light on. That's not too hard. Okay, let's see who's here. Oh God. All right. So we have a troll. We're just going to ignore. Hope somebody else comes on. I heard that trolls are even good for the stream, At least it's a person that can comment. So you can make all the comments you want. I'm not going to read them. I'll wait till somebody else comes on. So people are so moronic. Anyway, it's pretty funny. When I first started my website, my Facebook page, 11 years ago, I used to be so shy and worried about what's everybody going to think, and oh, I'm writing about chemicals, and oh, I'm posting too much, and because people would always criticize like whatever I did. Anyway, that's part of life, and you know what? You just get used to it, and you just get out there and get criticized, and then you ended up being successful. So it's amazing. Just I'm the queen of typos. Like it happened. My writing got so much better, and then when I got the concussion in February, I didn't write for a while. But then when I did start writing again, my typos were so bad. I'm like, oh, I'm back to my old ways. Total typos. I will always make typos. I tend to rush things because I'm into doing a bunch of stuff. Got to go to the grocery store really soon. So I think I'm gonna just end with that. I just want to also tell you that on Monday, one of the things that I've done is I have this book, which is called the 16-Minute Startup Workbook, a proven system to start your business in 1 hour a day and get your first paying customers in 30 days by Ramesh Donta. Workbook by Eve Hennessy. That's me. So if you would like to come on Monday, 6:30 Eastern time, I have a link. It's on the very bottom. I have a free question and answer. I'm going to be starting this book that we go through. It's 30 days to start your business. We're going to have a group that needs a mastermind group, and yeah, and we're going to. So mastermind is amazing. We're going to be going through the book. We're going to be doing all the steps to start the business, even if you don't know what business you want to start. That's the very beginning of it, is really seeing your assets, what you have, what you bring to the table, and what might be helpful and lucrative for you. And then if you already have a business, which I did, and the people in our last group, we already had businesses, most of us, it really helps you to cement and see like, wow, you know what, I'm very unique in these qualities and these things that I have to offer. And it's great to do it as a group, as a mastermind. Then we also share resources. We can help each other do stuff. Maybe one person's great at websites. Maybe one person has this business knowledge. Somebody has another knowledge. So if you want to do any kind of business, come on Monday night. It's free. Well, the Q&A is free. The group isn't free. But you can come ask questions, and we'll play the forward to the book. It's on the Audible. And it's amazing. So those are my plugs. I'm going to start also. I have also yoga that I do every day, which I will offer the first month for free. So you can come do your yoga. The thing is now, there's so many resources for getting well. Like, it's amazing. You can do exercise. You can do meditation. You can meet with friends online. You can meet people you didn't even know. You don't have to be a troll anymore, putting ridiculous comments in the comment bar. You can actually go and meet people and get on the Zooms with them. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to go, but come back. Tell your friends. I speak perfect Spanish, so if somebody, share it with your Spanish friends, especially the people that have chemical sensitivity in Spanish. And if they come on, I will answer them in Spanish if they ask me a question in Spanish. And then if we get like a bigger group, we'll have a Spanish live stream on occasion. So I speak French pretty well too. Not that good. Good enough to have a conversation. I don't know if I can't explain a lot of details though. That's all I have to say. Be healthy. Stay away from those toxins. Here's my tips. Lemon water is amazing. Water with apple cider vinegar is amazing. Getting really clean water. Now you can I actually do jug refills because I don't like to buy the stuff in the plastic jugs that sits around. It's new plastic. It's off gas. Like, I think the water is much cleaner when you bring your own jug, even if it's just a refill of the plastic jug. Now we have a new Whole Foods that has pH reverse osmosis plus perfect pH water. So that's alkaline water. That's pretty cool. Drink pure water. You have to get your lymphatic system going, so you need to find one way to exercise. Yoga is great because it moves around a lot of your organs. It kind of squeezes up your organs and your blood, your lymphatic system to kind of get rid of some of those toxins. Breathing is amazing. We do Wim Hof breathing at 11:30. Breathing out is a way to expel toxins. It's one of the ways we expel toxins. Sweating through our body is one of the ways we expel toxins. I did do saunas a lot for several years as well. I don't do them now because I don't have the sauna in my house, but I'm going to, yeah, so sweating, breathing, drinking water, vitamin C is very detoxing. Add in herbs, all the more herbs you can add into your life, the more kind of properties you're going to bring. You can take tons of supplements, but it's even better if you can eat the real food. Usually, I can't say that always, but real food is pretty amazing. It's only me and you. You just liked the video. What a loser. I shouldn't say that. Nobody's a loser. Everybody's a worthwhile human being. But he just liked my video. That's so ridiculous. Anyway, very funny. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. But yeah, do your detoxing. A lot of times it's the simple things. The clean water. I have 2 filters on my shower, like one filter on top of another. I also have a detox store, so you can find some of that stuff in the detox store. A shower filter is very inexpensive. I have 2 of them just because, like, sometimes maybe one filter got old, or why not have 2 if I'm thinking of putting a 3rd. Because the water that gets on your body, it absorbs into your blood. People used to think that, if it went on your body, it can't hurt you. So many people think that toxins just come in through eating pesticides, but they come in many, many ways. So we find all the ways to keep them toxin-free. Plus, your skin is much softer when you don't have all those toxins like they're eating. Yuck. Especially for your kids, Oh my God. Oh, he had a real question. Oh no, it wasn't a question. Oh God. So silly. Anyway, I guess I'll delete that later. So ridiculous. That's it. Smash the likes, put a comment, put subscribe and hit all, and that way you'll get notifications when I go live. Email me at evespotofgold@gmail. I do believe it's also in the comments. If you have any particular question or need, and I also do private consulting. And if you have any questions, you can just email me them or go on my Facebook page. The Facebook page links are somewhere on my YouTube. All right, be well, drink that healthy water, change your laundry detergent to something that has no toxins in it. You can just wash your clothes with baking soda. I did that for a long time. I mean, I was so, sensitive to everything and just use the basics. Baking soda, and also baking soda, like, say if you have something that's toxic, like if you have something that has tons of laundry detergent in it, or if your new clothes is really super toxic, you can wash them. And baking soda is very amazing for neutralizing toxins, as well as for neutralizing getting you a good pH balance. All right, I see there's 2 people on. That's very nice. And you person that made me, oh, look, there's somebody saying hello. What time is it? Hi, Dean. How are you? Do you have any questions on health, healing, happiness, or depression, anxiety? I'm going to do a lot of videos on that because besides healing chemical sensitivity, I healed myself of depression, very severe, that I had for decades. Decades. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here to listen. I think I will be back soon. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to come every day and just give basic information, healing and health. And that's all I have for today. But put any questions, like if you have any questions about anything, I have quite a wide range of knowledge on healing and health. Yeah, in the long run, really breathing, meditation, yoga, and just doing things that make you feel happy. Even better than yoga and meditation. Although those are very important. And they help you get in touch with your own self. Once you kind of connect with your own self, you start to realize who you are, what you want, and what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. Start avoiding the stuff that makes you feel bad. You do more of the stuff that makes you feel good. And then it's very good for healing. Some people have illnesses but are very happy and well-being otherwise. Like, because illness or any kind of condition can, there's any kind of combination of ways things can happen. But generally not feeling that great. Yeah, some people say I have a calming voice. I'm very kind. Being too kind, we're going to talk about that one day. That can get you into a lot of trouble. Being too nice and too kind. I think that was part of my troubles. Pleasing other people and not understanding that a lot of times you're giving out a lot, but you're not getting back a lot. And so you get depleted, You gotta make sure you're getting back. So I do that now. All right. Have a beautiful day and night, afternoon, or morning. Take care. Ciao.